Mine's gonna stay on tonight because we have a member phoning in and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm done. I'm assuming he's gonna be here, but. At this time, we're a little about 3 minutes late from getting started, but like to have Patty call the roll.
Brian,
Here.
Dan, Don, Wanda,
Here.
John.
Here. I've got a change to the agenda items. We want to actually, in an executive session, we're going to discuss
Poor relief. And
poor relief and a litigation.
litigation.
Yes. Okay, can I get a motion to accept the agenda with the amended item?
I would move to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Dan, are you hearing us? Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, you second that, Ryan.
Right.
You're the only one.
Okay, now is the time for public comment. Public comment is a time for persons to address the body.
Abstentions.
I'm sorry. You got an abstention on the agenda for
Financial conflicts of interest.
conflicts. I'm sorry.
And
At
you're,
this time, I would ask any commission members for financial conflict of interest.
I have one with part 2 of the claims because it relates to my office.
I have none.
I have none. Okay. Now we will have a time for public comment. Public comment is a time for persons to address this body on any subject. No action may be taken on a matter raised under this item of the agenda item until the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item upon which action will be taken. Each person has up to 3 minutes to speak. There shall be no personal attacks against members of this body, county staff, individuals, or organizations. The chair has the authority to enforce this policy. Failure to adhere to these rules may result in forfeiture of the remaining speaking time. At this time, are there any public comments? Hearing and seeing none, public comment is closed. Next item.
I would move approval of the December 17, 2024 minutes.
A motion by Wanda. Can I get a second?
Second.
A second by Ryan to approve the December 17, 2024 minutes. And do I have a motion to approve well, it
Don't we have to vote?
says and, so I'm assuming we can do them both, but do we want to do them in separate?
Yes.
All right, let's do them separate. I have a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve the December 17 minutes. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, approve December 27, 2024 meeting minutes.
I move to.
Got a motion by Dan, second by Ryan to approve the December 27, 2024 meeting minutes. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I would move to approve, the December 2024 payroll.
Second.
I have a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve December 24 payroll. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And 22, the levy corrections from what you approved from the annual budget in October. There was a correction on those levies, for the general county, the courthouse, debt service, and secondary road, unorganized road. And that was just because there was a value.
You need a motion on that?
Yes, please.
I would move to approve the 2024 levy correction as more particularly stated by the auditor.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and by Wanda and I have a second by Ryan to approve the 2024 levy corrections. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
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 And then I guess we need to move to adjourn sine die
Yes,
to restructure the board.
yes.
I didn't get a final vote on the,
Yeah, we did.
I didn't say nay. Motion carries. At this time, you make a motion to,
Adjourn sine die so we can reorganize the board.
Second.
have a motion to reorganize, to adjourn. And I have a second by, a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to adjourn to, what did you call that?
Sine, S-I-N-E
Okay,
D-I-E.
okay.
Apparently it's Latin.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Do you take over this time?
Yes. But Don isn't here for his. Will he just do his oath at the next meeting then? Okay, Wanda, then you can just say your oath.
Me to just read it? You want me to stand up, raise my hand?
You better stand up with your, raise your right hand. You can,
Come over here in front of the flag.
Front or beside?
Right there is fine.
I, Wanda Howie Fox, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota and faithfully discharge the duties of Yankton County Commissioner to the best of my ability.
then at this time, I will take nominations for chair for 2025.
I nominate John Markwart to be chair for 2025.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye. Not opposed. You-
Oh.
It was a
That's the
little-
first time I did.
It was a little late there, so we weren't sure if it was a 4-0 or a 3-1.
We're good.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn.
For chair.
I need a nomination for vice chair.
Second.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Dan, second by Ryan to nominate Wanda as our chair,
No, vice chair.
vice chair, I'm sorry. Okay, I have that motion
Second.
and I got a second by Ryan. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And one thing I'd like to add is I think that either Dan is on an important mission for Yankton County in Washington DC, and Don Kettering is unavailable this evening. But I would like to just make this announcement to our constituents in Yankton County that I feel very proud of what the 5 of us have done in the 2024. And I look forward to working with all the other 4 of us and this whole committee to working with you in 2025. And I think it's a great team that you have put together for us in Yankton County. And I can't imagine working with better people to get things done to improve Yankton County. Thank you.
Now, do we, just out of curiosity, do we? Never mind. I would move that we go forward with Oak Hills English Heights and Mr. Stillac.
Everything should come back in session, right?
Do we need to come back into regular session now?
We in regular
We-
session
We're
now,
still in regular session.
since we did that Sendai.
Okay.
Okay, so next agenda item is Mike, our highway department.
Yep, here a few weeks back, I talked to you guys about Oak Hills English Heights development. Some trucks running on it, and just wanted to protect it by putting a 6-ton per axle load limit on it.
Are we needing to discuss this? Because I would move that we put load limits on Oak Hills and English Heights because of the heavy trucks that have been running up and down. I know Lewis and Clark Trail, because there's a new housing development going behind where the House of Mary Shrine is.
Yep, and then also we've done this on West 11th here within the last year or so. I just think it's important to protect them roads.
Property tax is low, so. I have a motion by Wanda, second by Dan, to approve a load limit on Oak Hills and English Heights roads. For further discussion, I would like to ask our highway superintendent is what are the load limits that you require, or what you would request to put on these roads? And just to make sure that they're within, gonna take care of the issue that we've heard from other constituents in that area.
But that should definitely take care of it. There'll be no loaded trucks, possibly empties, which would be fine. Granted, when we're doing maintenance up there, we'll have to,
So the restrictions are what for? 'Cause we haven't seen a resolution yet, have we?
yep. Yeah, you should have the resolution.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Is that gonna be 6 tons per axle? Is that gonna be sufficient?
That'll be sufficient.
Okay, gotcha. Any further discussion?
I had several folks that live out in English Heights contact me to tell me about the trucks that were going up Lewis and Clark Trail. And I know that Lewis and Clark Trail this past year was, I think chip sealed is the right
Correct.
phrase for that. It was just chip sealed. So nice and they didn't want it broken up.
And a lot of them roads down there in Oak Hills and English Heights, they're just, they call it a blotter. It's just a chip seal road. It's not actual asphalt. We have done a lot of asphalt patching up there, but they were not ever built to handle
Load.
today's loads.
And I think we all understand that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So do I need we want to do this separately or for just for Oak Hills and Spring and English Heights? To
That's-
approve that resolution?
That's all in one resolution. So,
And then the
That's-
spring load limits is a second one.
yep, that's.
Okay, so
Okay,
can I get a motion on the Oak
I,
Hills and English Heights?
we did.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay. A motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve the load limits on Oak Hills and English Heights. All in favor, aye? Motion carries. Now we'll do the spring load limits.
I move, we approve the spring load limits resolution.
And I'd second.
Motion by Ryan, second by Wanda to approve the spring load limits. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Wait. In my packet, I have and maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. I have a letting authorization project. Is that in the wrong
No.
packet?
That's not till next.
That's not, okay,
Next-
that's
next
fine.
meeting.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. We're good.
Um. Do you want me to just have him sign these?
So I'd like to ask for forgiveness on the committee assignments being Dan and Don are not here. I should have brought this to our attention before approving the agenda, but I think committee assignments should be postponed until.
Well, I think we should go ahead. That's at their peril that they didn't show up.
Well,
Because I have a list of the 2024 assignments and I would like to replace or add Ryan Heine to the Extension Board 4-H liaison. And then I would like to replace him with the Yankton County Conservation District. And then I would like to leave everybody else the same.
so Dan, are you making a motion to postpone?
I already made a motion. Somebody,
Oh, we got a motion on the floor.
the question is there a second?
Is there a second? Ryan has
Second.
seconded, so
Okay, you wanted Ryan on the extension board?
I
Wanda?
To the extent-
I suggested that I add, or Brian be added to the 4-H and Extension Board, and that I replace Ryan on the Yankton County Conservation District. Because most of the other ones, the larger ones have 2 people already. Just say it as soon as he pauses. But turn your mic on.
Just one question. procedurally, can we appoint Don to positions when he hasn't been sworn in as a commissioner yet?
Oh,
You are always a wet blanket, are you not?
So I would,
Is that not the problem when you fail to show up, that you get to be appointed?
I'll usually get sworn in.
He's already been elected.
I guess I would like to postpone the committee assignments to our next meeting when hopefully all of our commissioners can be available to be here to accept.
so we'll just accept this one, this motion for what Wanda did then? Just vote Ryan and Wanda.
So I have a motion to accept the
To add.
to accept the assignments, but as amended,
Mhm.
and I have a second by Ryan. Any further discussion?
Well, I would certainly nominate you to be on the ambulance committee.
I guess at this time I would ask our state's attorney to weigh in on this item. To either postpone or do we need to make this vote?
You've got one motion. I mean, do you want to add, I mean,
Should I call for the vote now or
Instead of doing a blanket as
Approval.
approval, I would just do the two positions that Wanda's talking about. They don't involve Don, and I believe those are fine.
as long as you're here.
Yes.
All right, I move to amend the motion to be just those two positions. to be
And
changed.
I'll second his amended motion, although probably should have voted on the first one under Robert's Rules of Order, but
that's why I asked our state's attorney what.
conservation.
Conservation and extension.
So what we're gonna vote on is that we're gonna add Ryan to the position of the extension liaison. And we're gonna add,
Replace
And replace.
replace
Ryan.
Ryan
on conservation.
on conservation. Those are the only two issues that we're voting on at this point in time. And I have a motion by Wanda and a second by Ryan to do this. However, we're not voting on the complete
The
It's not
balance.
finalized.
list.
We're not going to vote on the balance, apparently.
Okay,
All in favor?
all in favor, aye.
I,
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay. Okay, I have a motion by Dan.
well,
Can I get a second to
Un-
move the finalization? Because Don is not here.
under the state's attorney's advice, maybe we should wait to do the remainder of the committee assignments until the last chair is filled.
Okay, so then we don't really need a motion to
No.
move it, to move it forward. Okay, thank you.
Then I would move to approve official newspapers. I believe they're the Observer and the P&D.
Correct.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve the official newspapers. All in favor, aye.
I.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 2025 calendar.
commissioners, so, I don't know if we have to make this, change now, but I just want us to be aware that, we probably need to change that.
As we get closer.
Is that the
we
6th,
change.
7th, 8th?
As it gets closer, I think we can correct it or change.
Correct
it.
that date at that time.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it would be better to have it on the 19th than the week of Memorial Day weekend. Personally,
okay, we gonna make that decision tonight or wait till we get closer? Okay,
the sooner folks
I
know.
have a motion to move our May 20
To May 19th.
I mean,
to make it 20 commission meeting from May 20th to the May 19th. I have a motion.
second,
I have a motion by Wanda, second by Dan to move that meeting date to May 20 or May 19th, I'm sorry. May 19th. All in favor, aye?
aye,
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Before we get to the claims, I guess I would like to also add Preston was going to have Dick from Tegra give us a speech about our juvenile detention facility, and I see they're here. And I know that we didn't
Put them on the agenda.
put them on the agenda.
That's because he said it was gonna be next week, next agenda.
I get that.
but there's nothing we have to approve here, right?
There's absolutely nothing. It's a discussion item only.
So we could just add it onto the agenda.
So could we just add them on this evening to present to discuss some juvenile detention issues? Okay,
Okay.
okay. Okay, so at this point in time then, can I just get a motion to approve the claims?
I'd move to approve part 1 of the claims.
Second,
I have a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan to approve the part 1 of our claims. All in favor, aye.
aye,
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
I move to approve the second part of the claims.
I have a motion by Ryan. Second by,
I'm abstaining.
Dan, you have to make the second.
Dan. All in favor, aye.
Aye,
Motion.
No,
Opposed, nay.
I'm abstaining, I'm sorry.
Opposed, nay. I have one abstention. Wanda. Motion carries. Now it is time for public comment, and I would ask Dick, and I can't remember your last name, Dick, and Tyler. I was thinking that. So Dick and Tyler are here from Tegra, and we've been visiting with them to present or to give us some information on the juvenile detention facility that we would like to add on to our jail facility. So therefore, I want to give you the floor to speak this evening and give the county commission a few issues on what we've been discussing.
Sure. Well, first, I'm Dick Strasberg with Tegra, and I'm here with Tyler Klatt, also of Tegra, or the Sioux Falls office. And Preston called, how long ago? 6 months ago, and just kicked around this idea of how do we handle the juveniles, and how do we handle the whole thing of the transport to Sioux Falls? How do we deal with this? What are some options on it? And he kicked around the idea of expanding your jail to accommodate this, and then asked, how would we approach that? And by background, we've done lots of work for counties and cities. For example, we're doing the Clay County courthouse. We're doing Turner County, or I'm sorry.
I don't know that you want to be a hand raiser for the Turner County Courthouse right now.
Turner County Courthouse, Clay County Jail, Cottington County Jail, what else are we working on? Similar ones, like we're doing larger ones too, like the state penitentiary for the men's and others. A lot of work for cities and counties. So the way we'd approach this is we think to get to, you got to get to a point where you've got the facts so you can make a decision. And we propose doing a 90-day study. We're saying 90 days, it may be 120, but the idea on it is first we go through and really understand what do you have right now? What do you like on your site? What are there for utilities? If you're going to add on over there, what are you going to run into? And then also discuss with the city in terms of the land issue and how that will get resolved, because we understand that the city owns the land and they've got an arrangement there. We would suggest that during this 90 or 100-day process, there'd be a couple of commissioners that would be involved. And it would be, we're laying out a total of 6 meetings. And so a couple people that would represent the commissioners, and then also probably some public involvement as well. Just in terms of getting some other community engagement, or at least give opportunities to present to the community on what the process is. Then we go through and look at hiring an architect and a contractor. And the way the laws are in South Dakota, you can hire an architect however you want. You don't have to follow a given process, but a contractor you do. But on city and county, state projects, we go through the same process for both either way, and that is do a formal RFP. And so you're soliciting proposals for both architectural services and for contractor services. Now, you wondered, okay, well, all we're doing is get to the point of all we want to know is what does it cost? But we've learned that the best way you get a good contract with an architect is you ask them for the whole works. And we're only going to hire them for this much of it, but release them on that much of it. But you have it so if the project goes forward, you know what you've got. And also you minimize your costs doing that as well, because usually they'll help minimize, they'll take some risk on it up front too if they know that they're going to get the project if it goes through. So we'll go through that process, which is a formal, you issue the RFPs, go through the interview process. And really what we're looking for in this first step, we want to know architecturally, we want to get this thing just conceptually drawn up. Understand what the utilities are, understand, how many beds, how is this, just conceptually, how is it going to lay out, and what are the materials, and then have a contractor price it up. So they've got, they're estimating, they aren't going out for bids, but they're doing their estimating department. And we can tell you that there's several contractors that do jails. You can count them on your fingers on one hand. And so they're the ones that do these kind of projects. And we've talked to 2 of them and we know they're interested. So they would propose to help out with that. Then we'd go through and to define the program and the concept. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, how far we go with design, because we don't go that far into it.
Right. So the initial step is really to get kind of a napkin drawing, could call it, to figure out where pieces need to be. And when talking to the sheriff, it's a pretty defined area that this is proposed to even be in or suggested to be in. So getting that program defined so that you can maximize your staff, hopefully find some efficiency so that you're not having to rely on whether it's Minnehaha County or any other county to transport your kids, and you lose that extra time with your staff by having them be on the road instead of available here in Yankton County. So during that initial phase is really it's concept, it's making sure things match where they're supposed to be. And then from there, hopefully we get to a point, or not hopefully, well, the point is to get to a stage where we can say, we've got a good estimate, a good set of drawings that kind of lay out where things ought to be. And then from there, the idea would be is to bring that to you and say, yay or nay, we want to move forward with this and get an idea.
And then the part that will come down on this, we can tell you from the beginning on this, you've got the construction costs, what it costs to build this thing, if it's, 2 million, 4 million, whatever it is. Then it's really will come down to staffing. How does this affect your staffing model, and what's the total cost? Because, once you lay it out, you'll figure out, okay, what do you need to do for staffing? And then how does that compare, spending the money to add on to this? Then how does that come, and with the staffing, how does that compare to the way you're doing it today? So the goal on that would be by, in the end of April, we'd come back and have a decision there. We also have some financial modeling on this in terms of how you finance it. If we need to talk about bonds, if you're gonna do something like that, we can sure provide some input there. And also we wanna, it's one thing you can kind of throw out an idea here, this is how ideally it all could work. And, it costs X million dollars. Well, part of it is how you size it down to reality too. So we want to do that during this first phase. So it's not, it's kind of pie in the sky. So do some, some really squeezing on it to figure out, okay, how can we minimize the cost on this thing and see if it makes sense for you guys to do it. And we talked with the sheriff in terms of the challenge every county runs into is the whole transport thing. Transporting, when some kid misbehaves, it's usually not 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's usually 2 o'clock in the morning. And you get someone who's gonna drive them to Sioux Falls and it's just the cost and the reality of doing it. How does that weigh out? And if you guys, we always look at it as commissioners are, you're business people, you're running a business. It happens to be called the county, but it's a business. So then we can get you the information you need to make a well-informed business decision. Because right now it sounds like a good idea. Like it's got some potential here that it could save some money in the long term. But will it really do that? Until you get the facts, until we know what does it cost? What are we gonna actually do here? What does it cost to run it? And how does that compare to what you're doing today? So if you got questions on it, so we're process managers, that we do. I happen to be an architect, but that, I'm not the architect on this. We've got others in the office that are contractors. Tyler happens to be on the public service side from Minnehaha County. That's where we hired him from. He's involved in the juvenile detention center there. So if you've got questions, we don't have all the answers on it, but we'll help you figure out what the answers are so you can make decisions.
So I know this is public comment time, and I know that we're not supposed to ask questions or we're not supposed to be involved with this, but I'd like to close public comment at this time. And I appreciate you folks coming up here. I don't know if there was a miscommunication with Preston or whatever, but I appreciate you coming up here and explaining what you're doing, and we'll work with Preston, and we've got your information and the quotes and everything that's put together. And I appreciate also that I know that I asked Preston, we were gonna have this meeting probably a month or so ago, but I appreciate you extending the time frame for us. So it gives us an idea as a county commissioners to kick some things around, and Preston will bring some more presentation to us. I think he said next month at our first meeting. So thank you for showing up and coming up here and explaining the situation, and we're gonna look forward to hopefully moving forward with this project. And just to let everyone know here, and our constituents out watching and our viewers, Tegra is actually the consulting firm that is working with the Minnehaha Juvenile Detention Center also. So they pretty much know what they're doing when they're talking about juvenile detention centers and jails and things like that. So thank you for showing up and your information. At this time, I'd like a motion to move into.
I would move to go into executive session for poor relief and litigation.
Second.
I have a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan, to move into executive session. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion. Nay, opposed, nay. Motion carried.
No, no. Not doing it.
Yeah.
He's not coming.
Because that'll be a problem that we'll hear about.
Yeah.
Just saying. Those are the kind of people that, oh, crap. What other thing we did?
Okay, take care, Don. Yep, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Did Dan leave the meeting?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Dan left. the meeting.
Left the meeting before we went to executive session. I'd move to go back on the record following executive session.
I have a motion by Wanda.
Second.
Second by Ryan to move back into regular session.
And I would move that we continue to pen the poor relief, 3 poor relief matters until the next meeting.
A motion
And-
by Wanda to,
Second.
And no resolution was made relative
guess-
to the litigation.
There is no motion to make it. Yeah, it wasn't on the agenda, right? So it just has
Yeah.
to be on the next meeting agenda. Oh,
We're moving to pen that
oh,
because, and save it for the next meeting, and there's no
decision.
decisions have been made.
Yeah. Second.
so I have a motion by Wanda, second by Ryan. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
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 Motion or nay? Motion carries. Motion to
I
adjourn.
move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion to adjourn by Ryan, second by Wanda. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Oh, I